Hey everyone, and welcome back to Master Site. Today I have our intro video for the long awaited 2025 Masters out of Reno, Nevada this year. So, this year, yeah, I'm just excited for it. So this intro video, I'm going to do something a little bit extra. So, going to go through the pack as what's important anyway and go through my list. But then I think we're also going to do a couple of hot takes. Not even that hot takes, I don't think. But we're going to go through and I'm going to pick a top performer from each region or who I think will be the top performer from each region, strictly battle wise. And yeah, have a little bit of fun with it. So, hope you guys like it. Yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into that player pack here. So schedule wise, we're starting pretty early, which is nice being on the West Coast because most of the country is going to feel like it's later in the day than it actually is. So 9 a.m. start time for round one Saturday is pretty easy. We are starting a little earlier on Sunday, 8:30 in the morning, but again, for my region or most of my region and several others, it's going to feel like 2 to 3 hour time difference. So 8:30 for me will actually feel like 10:30 for my normal time. So I'm perfectly okay with this. I appreciate starting earlier and getting out sooner in these types of events. Yeah, so like that. Lists have all been submitted. If you haven't seen it, go check out the matchup cast. I'll also put a link in my video to the drive, the Google Drive with all the masters lists, so you guys can take a look at it as well. Game rules pretty standard for us here in the US, but withdraw, no command dice, and then chess clocks are 65 minutes a player, and it is going to be dice down. And this is probably the one event where that's actually going to be strictly enforced. So, yeah, play hard, play fast. Order game, we don't care. Terrain is pretty typical. You got standard heights on all these, the hills, forests, terrain, blocking. They did go, I think there's going to be one of each of the area terrain and flat terrain. So one of them's height 0, the other one's height 1. Um, yeah, it looks like you'll be able to distinguish between those. Um, but yeah, basically flat terrain, you have to be in the terrain to gain the benefit from it. If you're behind it, you never get cover, whereas the area terrain, you will. Otherwise, when you're inside both of these, it counts the exact same as far as like height difference goes. So, scenarios, the Masters traditionally narrows down from the overall scenarios to 8 possible scenarios for the 6 rounds. That's right, 6 games, not 5, 6. So 6 of these 8 scenarios will get played, and this year we had a spoiler, a new tradition. I don't know, but the on the matchup cast they informed what scenario you're going to be playing. So again, highly recommend watching it. But stockpile, for those that don't know, is going to be the first round scenario. So yeah. Otherwise, the list of scenarios I think are pretty standard. The most popular scenarios. The one that I personally wish was in here that isn't is the new and updated raise. Raise and plunder. I forget the name of it, but raise and something or something and raise. Protect and raise. That's it. So protect and raise, I think, is an excellent scenario that really is quite different from the other scenarios. So I would have liked to seen that on the list, but yeah. And then regional exemption. So for 4 rounds at Masters, we won't be playing in our region. So starting round 5 and round 6, you could play somebody from your own region. So uh, don't concede, yada yada. Battle. So it is going to be blackjack scoring. I do like this chart here. Makes it quite easy to understand exactly how many points are possible. Even though I know we submit through a like an app on our phone, it's going to do the math for us. But it's always good to understand exactly how many points you got, just in case something's wrong on that. The computer side of things. So, and then the kill differential here, which is going to be difficult to get that +3, -3 because that is differential. So, and then nobody going to Masters cares about an appearance score, so we're going to skip that. Sports scores? Nah, none of that. And then they have their awards, which I did see a picture. They're going to be bringing back the Best in Faction award. So for me playing Nightstalkers, there are quite a few Nightstalker players. I think there was 5, maybe 6, one of those two. Uh, Imperial dwarves were the top end of it. They were the 7, I think, dwarf players, and then there were 4 free dwarf players as well. So way too many dwarf players for anybody's liking. Even dwarves don't like seeing that many dwarf players. So, but yeah, so it's a fun award to play for. Even if you're maybe not doing the best in the event, at least you have something to aim for. So, yeah, so let's go ahead. My Night Stalker list has not changed over the past few events that I've played. If you've been watching, it is the exact same, but we'll just go through it quickly. Either way, I got a regiment of scarecrows, 3 hordes of scarecrows, 3 tormentor troops, 3 soul flares, one with J boots, the other blood of the old king, the other with helm, 2 shooty mind screeches, portal of despair, 2 butchers, flesh rippers, 2 dread fiends, one with hex, the other with blade of slashing. 17 drops, 28 unit strength. I believe I am the 4th most drops in the event, behind the 2 goblin players and Tim Lonus's dwarves. And I have the most number of scoring units, with all 17 of my units scoring. So I'm pretty happy with that. That is ultimately one of my main goals with this list. So yeah, so I'm pretty excited. I'm happy where my Night Stalkers are at this point. I know last year I struggled going into Masters, even deciding which army I was going to play. And I definitely was playing a suboptimal version of my Night Stalkers, but I do feel like I've really honed in, identified the weaknesses, and optimized to play against the field as it is right now. So, one thing I think that's good my list has going for it is there are less ogres, because ogres were a problem. The things that we don't have going for it is there are a lot of dwarves still. So, we'll just do our best to dodge them. So, yeah, so that's the list. We've covered the rule pack. So now I'm gonna go through and do a picking, kind of a fantasy draft, if you will. If you could only take one person from each region to perform at the best of their region, who would you pick? So we're going to start in the Pacific Northwest, and there were several names in the Pacific Northwest that I was less familiar with, we'll say. Um, but I'm going with a good old experienced player, and that's going to be Ryan Munsell's and his free dwarf list. So, don't like dwarves, but I do think Ryan is one of, if not the strongest player out of the region. And even though I think his list may not be completely optimal to win as many games as possible. I do know he's chosen a lot of these for hobby purposes. I do think it's still a very good list, and he's been playing it for over a year now, if I'm not mistaken. So he has experience with it and knows how to play it. So going with Ryan Munsell and his free dwarfs here. So now, after Pacific Northwest, I'm going to go to the West Coast. And West Coast does have quite a few people that are running the Masters in one way or another. So there were a few less names on the top end of their field. But one name remained that really stuck out to me. And that would be Blake in his Force of the Abyss. I think people are really sleeping on this style of Force of the Abyss list. These Abyssal Guard are a lot harder to move than people give them credit for. And yeah, I just think that Blake might be, his list might be underrated, but I know he's a good player. He's always done well previously. And really, I think Abyssals are in a really good spot. Even though Blake's not taking the new fun Nagari or the new what are they called? The Berserkers. Um, Actually, he is taking a Nagari unit. He's not taking the formation though. That's typically where I see him. So I think he's really got a strong list here that is going to be tough to move for a lot of people. So honorable mention to Sean Polka. He is playing a nature list that I think it looks interesting. But you know, I think Blake. Yeah, I just think Blake has better chance of performing better overall. So we'll see, though. I could easily be proven wrong, and if you think I'm wrong, let me know. This is all for fun. So moving further towards the east of the regions now, we're going to go into my region. And guess what? I'm not picking myself because the real Goblin King is here this year. That is Travis Tim. So real Goblin King, get fucked, Kyle. So yeah, Travis's list. I mean, what is there to say that hasn't been said? The man's due. He's going to win one of these years. I know last year he finished top 10, which is a bad year for Travis. Um, he's finished third, he's finished second, he's gone undefeated before. Uh, he just needs to have that one thing go his way that typically hasn't. And this goblin monstrosity is going to be crowned the Masters. So I do think he's much more prepared this year than he has been in the past as well. Travis is the type of guy that will be able to play at a very high capacity without playing for an entire year. But I do think that Travis has a history of struggling with certain scenarios, especially newer ones. So we have really been kind of focusing in on making sure there's no lapse in understanding of those situations and scenarios. So I think uh, I think everybody should be afraid even more than they have been before of this. So Travis, and if I had to pick, the one person that's going to win it all, it's probably Travis too. So he's my first round pick, if you will. Next, we're going to the South, and South has a lot of good players. South has, Tom Anus, who is the best list builder in all of Kings of War. Dustin Howard is a great player and feared by many, but what's really fearful is the ogres that will never die. And Justin Robbins, you just look at the past 2 years at what he's done, and I think he will continue on that streak and do it again. So uh, there's a lot of dwarves in this field, and dwarves don't want to see this right here. Two legions of warriors. That it's very hard for dwarves to deal with, and a legion can pick up the dwarf units pretty. pretty easily, especially backed up with a Bane chant. So I think Justin is right in the right spot. He has a couple giants too. Again, a defense six nightmare. Seeing all of this, so Justin has the tools. He, I think, has one of the better lists to play into this field, and I don't think it was given enough credit up to this point. And maybe it has been, and I just haven't heard it. But I think Justin's going to go places this year. So heading over to the southeast, again, several good options. Very interesting lists for most of them, but I got to go with some, with the tried and true, and that's Mr. Bridesmaid himself, Nathan Clevenger, who has been at the top tables, playing for the title of the Master 2 years, and did not walk away with it either year. So and he's playing Nightstalker, so who knows? Maybe it's his year. But last year I know he struggled. He did not. He kind of went away from his the build that I think he's best known for, which is these Bloodworm Legions. So clearly he's back to it, and I have faith in him. So I think Nathan Clevenger is a good bet from the southeast here. Next, Mid Atlantic. This is probably the toughest one to pick because there are 3 or 4 guys in this region that I do think will be top 10. And I think it's safe to say it. Uh, but I had to kind of go away from the other things that I've been leaning towards. So I went away from the dwarves. I went away from the Night Stalkers, and I said we'll take the Night Stalkers' cousins, the Twilightkin, and Beaner is playing. Some say a gimmickless, but if it's a gimmick, why does it keep working, and why does he keep winning with it? So uh, I think Allen will just walk over anybody that's unprepared for their matchup. And I think people that are prepared, it'll be a good fight. But I think Allen has, a lot more to his list than he did last year with 16 drops, several scoring units. And I think the big thing is triple soul flares. Look at this man, kitting them out exactly how I would. Oh, wait, that's exactly how I did. So, um, yeah, Allen's got a good list here. I think he plays well into the field. Also, he with Lothiel shuts down Night Stalkers pretty easily with removing stealthy and whatnot. Uh, Dwarves don't really like to be pulled and pushed around, and he's got that. And yeah, I think Allen's gonna do very well. I do want to say honorable mention to Bart, who is taking a very similar list to mine. I do think Bart will do very well also, and has been doing very well. So moving on, Mid Atlantic to the northeast, we have Mr. Ray Shields. So this one was a toss up for me. I'll be honest, I would vote for Corey Reynolds, but he's playing Travis Tim first round. And, when you're playing against the one of one pick, it just, sets you on the back foot. How can I trust you to really go places when you've already started off with a loss on your record? So sorry, Corey, got to go with Ray. Um, yeah, played Ray at Bug Eater. It was a great game. He was playing either this exact same list or a very similar version of it, and he did extremely well in that difficult field. And our game was actually quite close. And I think Ray does very well with learning from the experiences and kind of talking out and understanding where how to improve for the next time around. So I'm you know I enjoyed my game against Ray. I would love to play him again, but I don't think I'll get the same result as I did before. So for that reason, I took Ray from the Northeast. And then your list isn't complete unless you vote for a former master, and that is Master Trowbridge. So I did have to get one Imperial Dwarf list in here because there's so many of them, and I think I picked the top general for the dwarves. Although his list is quite a bit different than the other dwarves in this lineup, it is disgusting. It is something to look out for. So, uh, yeah, Eric won in what is that 2021? No, 2020 in New York with orcs. So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this man is Jesus Christ himself. He can walk on water if he can make orcs win with masters. So, why not Iron Guard? Why not dwarves? He was playing with one arm tied behind his back before and he won. So I think he can do it again. Yeah, so that's my, top from each region. I do think that, I've hear and have seen, fantasy drafts in the past for Masters. I personally would love if that becomes, something that's a little bit more organized. I know they did a little bit of that last year, and I think Mike Atkins managed it. It was really fun. It was something that I haven't seen this year, but yeah, thought it would be interesting. So if you guys are watching this and made it all the way through, I would love to hear your guys's 8 picks from each region. Where do you differ? Where do you agree? I know there's a few regions that have a lot of good players, and it was tough to pick. So I want to hear some of your guys' thoughts. So but I am excited for Masters. I'm ready to go. So I'll hopefully see most of you guys, a lot of you guys in Reno in a few days. And if not, wish you guys could be there. I know people have come to realize that this is an event you don't want to miss out on if you can make it. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to see everybody, and appreciate you all for watching. So I will be back with my game one next time you see me. So stay tuned. We'll see you guys later.